And good, Wednesday night, Southeast Texas. We're going to take a detailed look at your forecast over the next 15 minutes. First off, we've got clear skies now, and we're going to see winds go calm. Moisture levels have been increasing throughout the day because of light east winds today. And tonight, we expect dense fog to form after about 2 a.m. So tomorrow morning is going to be a slow go across Southeast Texas. This is part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network over at the Horseman store in Orange. So the tree pollen back up today to high levels, moderate level of grass and weed pollen showing up, and mold very low at 5,120 parts per cubic meter. This is your Southeast Texas allergy report and your weather headlines. Little to no rain. We may get a sprinkle at best coming up early Saturday or Sunday morning as a significant cold front comes through. But until then, warming trend is underway. We should see about 80 tomorrow in the lower and middle 80s coming up on Friday and Saturday. It means Friday night football looks beautiful. Just going to be a little bit warmer than last week. And then that significant cold front comes in Saturday night and really makes it through the area prior to daybreak on Sunday with that possible sprinkle. But it's just not enough to really do any damage to the drought, as next week looks colder and dry. In fact, as we head towards Monday and Tuesday morning, it's going to be some cold mornings. In fact, could see some frost on the pumpkin coming up on Veterans Day with clear skies and lots of sun. So tomorrow morning, we expect dense, widespread fog across Southeast Texas. In fact, likely to see dense fog advisories put out from the Weather Service. Otherwise, as you can see, those visibilities quite low in spots. So you'll want to take off early in the morning to give yourself a lot of time so you don't have to rush, and you can pay attention to what's going on in the roadways. So again, dense fog tomorrow morning. So we're going to go with fog in the morning and then turning mostly sunny in the afternoon at about 80 degrees. We do not expect any chance of rainfall, neither in the morning. So modeling goes about 59. It's got a 20% coverage of rain. That's not going to happen. So I showed you my forecast. I like 80 tomorrow, and I like mostly sunny skies and a dry afternoon. As winds become southeasterly in the afternoon, continuing to pump in ever increasing amounts of moisture. For the lakes area, dense fog in the morning, and then afternoon we like 80, 81 up that way with a south wind. And as you can see, looks like temperatures will be into the upper 70s to around 80 coming up tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, no help as far as the drought goes over the next 7 days. So the drought monitor is going to be put out. It's done weekly. So tomorrow the new drought monitor will be put out. So we're looking at severe drought conditions over western sections of Hardin County. This will expand. We expect the drought to worsen over the next week, and I expect more of, say, possibly southwest Tyler, and more of Liberty, even Chambers County, and even sections of Hardin County to be encompassed with more of a severe drought coming up across the area tomorrow. So the good news tomorrow, though, is that with higher dew points and higher amounts of moisture, don't expect much of a fire threat tomorrow. It looks fairly low, which is good news. No burn bans except for Liberty and also over towards Chambers County. Otherwise, then you look at the next 3 days. So after the fog, we expect a high near 80 coming up tomorrow afternoon as skies go mostly sunny. Friday looks warmer, high of about 84. And again, that looks great for Friday night football. Saturday, dry with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Notice those low temperatures increasing each morning, and that means higher amounts of moisture being transported into the area. So Friday night looks fantastic. Looks like this week will be dry again. This has just been a string of fantastic games or days that we've had as far as the season has been good, basically, as far as the forecast throughout the season as far as high school football. I believe this is the last week. Low to mid 70s at kickoff, and looking at the mid to upper 60s at halftime, and the mid to upper 60s by the end of the game under mostly clear skies. So fast forward into Saturday night at 6 p.m. There's your clock. Do you see that right there? Upper right-hand corner. 6 p.m. Saturday evening. The front will be moving into our region. It should clear our area before daybreak on Sunday. Maybe a sprinkle, then maybe not. Not very convincing. Regardless, Sunday afternoon, we'll see the winds pick up rather substantially to Sunday afternoon, and that will begin advecting or transporting a much drier air mass into the area. And again, it will certainly feel like fall Sunday afternoon and Sunday night across southeast Texas. And as I said, no help over the next 7 days as far as rainfall. Just don't see much, if anything, over the next 7 days. So that means the drought will worsen as we head through the next week. So on the Pro Roofing Concept satellite and radar loop, at least at the airports, we're in the 60s. Clear skies now. We don't have any fog yet, but that will start occurring after about 2 a.m. We'll start seeing fog develop across the area as the dew points are increasing. Dew points are a measurement of how much moisture is in the atmosphere. You start getting dew points in the 60s, that is significantly increasing moisture levels. So we were dealing with dew points in the 30s earlier this week, and that was very dry. As you can see, the moisture returning across southeast Texas. So across the state, southeast winds are returning. We will go calm overnight as high pressure continues to move away. This front is obviously stalling. It's waiting for another push in the upper levels to move down from the Midwest as we head towards Friday night. That trough will push this through our area early Sunday morning. And as you can see, we've had mainly a zonal flow in the upper levels. Weak high pressure from the Baja across Mexico into Texas and the southern tier of states. And as you can see, mostly a zonal flow in the upper levels up towards the storm track. Now, as we head through the next few days, we'll see these disturbances start to carve out a trough. This high will break down. See how the trough begins to develop? The final push will come in as we head towards Sunday, and this will bring some Canadian air out of Manitoba right on into Texas. And this means a significantly cooler air mass will be on top of us Monday into Tuesday of next week, especially when you get this ridge of high pressure. This is what you want to watch for. Ridge of high pressure, and that helps to funnel out a lot of the cold air out of Alberta and Manitoba and push it on down into the states. And that's the pattern that we look for as far as cold weather. So the trough of low pressure will move through, and that will push on off to the east. And we'll start to see the pattern start to relax as we work on in to, say, Wednesday of next week. And that will begin our moderating trend as far as temperatures go. So tonight, temperatures will fall off. I think we're going to go into the 50s area-wide. Okay, there's midnight, starting to see some fog develop. I think it'll be more widespread after 2 a.m. And this white, that's all low clouds and fog. I think it's going to be dense fog coming up tomorrow morning, and we're going to go cooler than what modeling shows. It looks like the mid-50s in the lakes into the upper 50s and lower 60s triangle. And again, this could be dense tomorrow morning, so you want to drive carefully, and you want to leave early tomorrow morning so that you don't have to rush. You want to pay attention on the roadways tomorrow because this could be some pretty dense fog tomorrow morning. Otherwise, 7 a.m., still lots of dense fog across southeast Texas. Then about 9, we'll start to erode that fog. And by noontime, we ought to see mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. That may be a little bit optimistic, but I think about 80, 81 over much of I-10 northwards into the lakes area is very doable tomorrow afternoon as we continue to see that southeast wind. On the Gulf, looking at mostly smooth seas around a foot with that dense fog in the morning, and we'll see southeast winds at 5 to 10 knots, water temperature at 73 degrees. So our forecast tonight after about 2 a.m., widespread dense fog is expected as winds go calm. We'll go with mid 50s in the lakes and into the upper 50s, lower 60s triangle. And again, we expect that fog to persist at least through about 9 to 9:30 in the morning, and it'll start to peel away that fog, and we'll ought to see mostly sunny skies coming up tomorrow. And that should be 80 up into Burkeville. My finger didn't work, but as you can see, about 80, 81, very common. Closer to the coastline, maybe the mid to upper 70s there. Otherwise, beautiful afternoon is expected. And taking a look at your weather impact 7-day forecast, Friday, we will continue to warm, and we expect mid 80s coming up Friday. That means very comfortable conditions, at least as far as temperature Friday night for Friday night football. Saturday looks warm and humid, highs in the mid 80s, and we should see partly cloudy skies across southeast Texas. The cold front comes through. That will turn our winds to the north and could be breezy, maybe even windy. 20, 25 mile per hour gusts are possible Friday, or I should say Sunday, behind that front. The front should arrive about 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and then push off into the Gulf, and that means a breezy day coming up on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday mornings look obviously cold for our conditions, our situation across southeast Texas, about 40 here in the Triangle. We may not get out of the lower 60s across southeast Texas. Lots of sun, and then Tuesday morning, this is Veterans Day, and we think that it is really going to be close to a possible freeze up in the lakes area. May do it. These numbers are very early. That's why I've labeled it potential, because this is not a forecast. This is modeling. We'll go with about 37 in Beaumont right now, but it could be a freeze up towards Burkeville, maybe the lakes area. We'll see how that changes over the next couple of days. We've got several days to watch this, but again, it is certainly looking with confidence that this is going to be colder than normal as we head on into Tuesday of next week. Then a high will begin moving off towards the east. We'll see southerly winds return. That'll begin the warming trend as we head towards Wednesday of next week. The one thing you don't see on that forecast graphic is no rain over the next 7 days, and we don't really expect any rainfall across southeast Texas because the atmosphere is just too dry to support rainfall. Otherwise, dense fog expected tomorrow morning. The warming trend is underway. We could see mid 80s coming up Friday and Saturday. A significant cold front, probably the strongest cold front so far this season, will arrive early Sunday morning with maybe a sprinkle, and then certainly looking like the potential for frost as we head towards Tuesday morning. Again, look at the fog. It is going to be dense tomorrow morning, and anytime you get down to less than a half a mile, it's pretty thick. So again, be careful on your way to work and school tomorrow morning on your Thursday. Obviously, the drought is not going to go away anytime soon because of La Nina, the cold waters in the eastern Pacific disrupting the jet stream and arcing it up over California far to the north, keeping the Pacific systems dry. Otherwise, let's take a look at Friday night football. Looking good. It's just going to be warmer, certainly warmer than what we saw last week, with temperatures cooling into the mid 60s in spots by the end of the game. I think it's the last week of high school football before we start the playoffs. There's the cold front moving in. Again, as you can see, 6 p.m. Saturday evening. The front will be up towards East Texas, then moving through the area by about 3 a.m., and that will turn our winds to the north, and they will certainly increase Sunday afternoon. It looks like a windy day across southeast Texas on Sunday, a blustery day as things turn cooler. Not expecting any rain over the next 7 days as we continue to see moisture levels unfortunately rise. And again, we're waiting for a kick. The front stalled up into North Texas, and with this trough coming down, that will push the front through on Sunday morning prior to daybreak. And then cold Canadian air will move into our area as we work on into Monday into Tuesday. So fog widespread tomorrow morning. Be careful on your way to work and school. It'll be a chilly morning. You'll need jackets. You won't need a raincoat as we see highs around 80 tomorrow afternoon. On the Gulf, looking at mostly smooth seas and fog in the morning, around a foot. And our forecast tonight, mid-50s lakes, upper 50s to lower 60s Triangle tomorrow. Lots of sun. We think about 80, 81 over the area. Morning fog, afternoon sun, and that will allow us to see warmer weather coming up Friday and Saturday. Highs in the mid-80s. Then the cold front comes through, and that'll knock temperatures down, increase winds on Sunday, and some cold